Hey guys, thanks for joining. I'm Mia George. I am so pleased you continue to tune into our channel, continuing to like and watch our videos. We have over 1,000 views on some of our shorts, and I am just ecstatic. So thank you. Please continue to share our content, like and subscribe to our channel so we can continue to bring you additional content that I hope will help develop you individually and as a couple in your relationship. So tonight I just want to briefly talk to you about being chosen, and it was a topic that I felt pretty important to mention because I was chosen, and it is a clear difference in a relationship that I was actually selected to be in, opposed to, we just got together and now we're in a relationship. To outline some of the differences between now and my past, I think I told you in a couple videos ago, I got married pretty young to a high school sweetheart. So I got married at 21 to a man I was dating from the age of 15. And we were married for 15 years. Now, how we got married, it wasn't a chosen situation. It was basically a situation of, we're living together, we need to get married. And therefore, we continued on our relationship. However, it wasn't the ideal scenario that I would advise anybody to move forward in getting married in, just because you're living together or have been together for a long time. Marriage should not, in my case, have been the next step. But that aside, I ultimately started dating Frank, and one day while at the movies, he leaned over and said to me, "I choose you." Now, this was pretty odd to me at the time because, one, I didn't even know he was dating other people, and two, to be told, well, in the movies, and to have somebody lean over and say this to you, I was wondering, what was he thinking prior? Was this something that he thought about all along, and this was just the opportunity to say it to me without me asking a lot of questions, right? But once he said it, it felt good to hear the words, "I choose you." And I put some more thought into it and actually had to look up choose, what it mean to choose something. And let me just read to you a few definitions here that I looked up tonight so that I could establish the context of what I want to talk to you about. So choose, as an adjective, it means to be selected from several, preferred. And as a noun, choose is the chosen, the elect. And when you hear it in that context, when somebody takes some time to review their options and say, out of the options that I have, or out of the many choices that I could make with my life right now, whether it is an option of other people or an option just to be solo and continue on developing their life, for someone to take that assessment and say, "I choose you," is something not to take lightly. It's something that I have really grown to adore and love and be thankful for, especially knowing my husband. He's not a very, guy that just will leap into anything. He's cautious and he contemplates his choices very well before he make that decision. So anyway, to be chosen, to be the elect and the preferred, with it also comes with a greater responsibility. When you do make that choice, you're going to be accountable to that choice and for that choice that you've made. And you are not proceeding into anything without understanding the ramifications for it. So obviously Frank had a lot to consider. This was both of our second marriage, and we both had children, but his were grown and mine were still younger kids at home. Now I had grown kids, but they were still home, and one that was relatively not yet a teenager. So he had to weigh the options of what role he was able to play and wanted to play in my life in choosing me. And from that moment and seeing that on, I have always felt that, he chose me and have been fully committed to whatever it takes to be in this relationship. And certainly there were things that came up right away, like immediately upon us dating. I had to have surgery, and he was there for me and had to do a lot of things that I couldn't do for myself. So, in making a choice, still it doesn't mean that everything is going to be perfect, but you commit to the choice that you've made and be committed to take whatever that comes with it. So, yeah, it's something to consider when you're dating and when you are in these relationships. You want to review, determine, did you make the choice that you are currently in? Did they choose you and you consent to it? Or did you kind of fall into this relationship, fall into this position? And is it the best position for you to be in? Or whether or not you need to review and reevaluate the scenario that you're in and make some changes before you get into any committed situation, such as a marriage that can be much more difficult to endure and continue on in that relationship. So again, thank you for joining. I look forward to chatting with you. So if you have anything that you want to add to this discussion, please feel free to leave a comment and let's dialogue a little bit more about this. Have a great day.